Everyone can tell you use AI because the output is generic. It doesn't sound like a human wrote it. Let me show you how I trained Claude to stop sounding like a robot and sound exactly like me. Now, normally, the way most people deal with this is they keep re explaining themselves. Every time they open Claude, they type out the same rules like don't sound robotic, write like this, avoid these words over and over and over again. And even then, Claude forgets by the next conversation because it has no memory of what you told it yesterday. And this is where Claude Skills comes in. A skill in its simplest term is a file Claude saves and remembers. You teach it once in details exactly how you want something done, and from then on, Claude applies that automatically whenever it recognizes the task. You are not repeating yourself. You are not copy pasting the same instructions into every new chat. You build it once and it just works in the background like forever. Think of it like training a new hire. You don't want to explain your brand voice to them every morning, right? So you explain it properly one time, just one time. They write it down, and from then on, they just know. They just know what the company is about, what your brand voice is about. That's what we are doing with Claude, except they write it down. This part is the skill itself. So today, we are going to build one specific skill, a human writing skill that removes AI sounding languages from everything you ask Claude to write. So let's get into it. Ask Claude anything you'd normally ask it. A caption, a bio, a product description, anything, and look closely at what comes back. It's not always an obvious robotic word like dev or boost. Sometimes it's just flat. Every sentence is roughly the same length. It reaches for the safest, most agreeable phrasing instead of one specific to you. It could belong to 1,000 other businesses if you swapped the name out. The company, else can just steal it. It's not brand voice, nothing that is specific to you, and that is the real tell. More than any single word, and it's not something a better prompt fixes once and for all. It's a pattern Claude falls back into by default because it's trained to sound broadly acceptable to everyone, not specific to you. The solution is teaching it once, what's specific to you and what you actually sound like, which is exactly what the skill we just talked about is for. So let's build this out. First, click on your initials, then go to settings, then capabilities, and then scroll down and make sure code execution and file creation is switched on. This is important. This is free on Cloud Plan, alright? It's required for skills you're about to build to save properly. Alright, most accounts already have this on by default, but check anyways. All right, check if it is turned on. If it's not turned on, just turn it on. Now open a fresh chart and just talk to Claude in plain language. Like create a skills that write anything I give you so it sounds human, not AI generated. Then give it two things. The first one is your rules. Tell it exactly what to avoid. Stiff vocabulary like dev, boast, statement, pivotal, robust, those AI stuff. I tell it to stop ending sentences with tacked on phrases like highlighting, it's important. Tell it to use plain verbs used instead of utilized, right? And to vary sentence length instead of writing everything in the same length. The second thing matters more, and it's the part many people do not do. So attach 2 or 3 pieces of your own writing, a caption you posted, a newsletter intro, even a WhatsApp message to a client. Tell Claude, study these and match this voice to a generic one. Rules alone give you an AI that follows rules. Your actual writing gives Claude something real to imitate. The more reference materials you hand it, the closer the match, and that's true whether you are building a skill or just prompting normally. Alright, so Claude will likely ask you a couple of follow-up questions, maybe what to name the skill or when it should apply it. Answer those questions that Claude gives you. When it's done, you will see a button that says copy to your skills or save skill. Then just click on save or copy, whichever one you want. So then like that, you've built the filter and fed it to your voice. But don't move on yet. Wait. Because there's a step most tutorial do not teach you completely. Open a brand new chart and ask Claude the same thing you ask it in step 1. Don't select anything manually. Claude should recognize the request match that your skill is for and apply it without being told. But if it doesn't, you can actually add the skill. Be the outward. It should sound noticeable closer to you. Sure, right. So shorter here, longer there. None of the flat sameness from before. And here's the part that actually separates a good skill from an average one. Don't just accept the first results. Tell Claude what is still off, if there's anything that is still off. Maybe the hook is still a bit generic or it's using a phrase you'd never say. Say so directly to Claude. Like this still sounds too polished, make it blunter, or I'd never open with a question like that. Claude will revise the skill itself based on your feedback, not just the one response, alright? But if you got something superb, then you're good. Do this 2 to 3 run. Each time, the gap between AI wrote this and I wrote this gets smaller. Alright? So this back and forth is the actual work, maybe telling it to sound better, clever, and everything. Everything before this was just the setup. So once you're happy with it, you're one step away from never having to think about this again. So go to settings, then capabilities, then skill. Your new skill should be listed there. Switch it on if it is not, and then you're done. So it runs in the background across every new chart without you picking it from a menu or reminding Claude what you sound like. But if it doesn't, you can actually use the slash skill, include your slash button, and then it will actually come outside. Know that once your skill is built, it is built, and then you can use it repeatedly. You can use it like forever. So let me know in the comment section, what's that one thing that tells you this thing, these articles, this post was written by AI? It might not just be specific words, but a feeling. Drop it in the comments and let's see if it matches what my skill already handles. That's the whole hope. Build a skill once, feel it your actual writing, argue with it until it gets close, and from there on, it runs on its own. So this is part of my full series running on Claude AI, entirely on the free plan, and the playlist is linked below. And also, if you want a head start on setup like this one, I've got a free AI productivity toolkit with prompts ready to go. The link is in the description below. Go grab it, feed your Claude your own words, and make it sound like you. I'll see you in the next video. Until then,